Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. I'm Paige.
And I'm Holly.
Hello.
Alrighty. Basically, I don't know how much Mr. Mitchell told you, but basically we're in AP Lit and we're doing a project for a Veterans Day assembly because we're reading the things they carried. So this is an interview for that.
Yeah, so for the interview purposes, could you just state your name
Oh goodness gracious.
and the branch you chose?
Yeah, Kenneth McBean II, and I served in the U.S. Army.
Cool.
And why did you choose that branch?
Actually, when I went down to the recruiting stations with a buddy of mine, he was kind of trying to decide which branch he wanted to go with. And since Army was the only one that was open at the time, that's who I ended up talking to and decided at that point that's who I wanted to go with.
Cool. Very cool. And what was your rank?
Getting out of the service?
What was that? Sorry.
Getting out of the service?
Yeah.
I was an E4 specialist. Well, until I went to the National Guard, and then upon leaving, I was a corporal, E4 corporal.
Okay, cool.
Where did you serve at? Like your location?
My duty station was Fort Campbell, Kentucky, home of the 101st Airborne. But with deployments, I was over in Afghanistan and in various locations in Iraq.
Cool. Okay, can you tell us why you enlisted?
I was actually having some issues at home. I was still living with my parents. I was living in California, and there wasn't a whole lot of work available for myself. I mean, there was jobs, and I applied for them. I even applied for McDonald's, and a friend whose brother was a manager there, and he said he wouldn't hire me because I was overqualified for the job.
Okay.
So, it came down to going saying, okay, well, I guess this is going to be my next option. I needed to find something, and they offered, the free schooling, which in time does come. Get to travel the world. I mean, it made it sound like a definite recruitment. Hey, this is so great. Do this, and I went for it.
Cool.
It was well worth it.
Good. Cool.
Yeah. What did you do like when you were overseas in your downtime, or like when you weren't actively doing things?
Well, until we actually got in that service, it was mainly a lot of sitting around reading books, doing training, sleep whenever was possible. I mean, it was very limited when you were just now getting into an area which doesn't have much. I mean,
Yeah.
When you only got books and letters from home and magazines that may be like 4 or 5 months out of date, and just keep reading the same stuff over again, that's about all we could do.
Yeah. Do you have any advice for people who are planning on enlisting?
Yeah. There's plenty of pages all over Facebook that'll give hard times to new recruits. But the best advice is listen to the drill sergeants or drill instructor if you want to go Marines. Regardless of the branch, you want to make sure you listen to everything they go and say. Don't get an attitude, because that's just going to make it rough for yourself and everybody else. Hold on to every single bit of advice they give you. When it comes to like the Army, the common core values of LDR, SHIP, leadership. Hold on to those even after you get on out. Be close to those that you're certain that you're going through basic with, because you never know when you'll run down the line with those guys again. You never know when you'll serve with them. those guys can be your best friends for the rest of your entire life.
Cool. Alrighty.
So how did you feel when you separated from the military, or when you were you completed your service?
I felt kind of lost.
Yeah.
I didn't have the guys that I hung around with all the time, the guys that I lived with.
Yeah.
While I was in, Mr. Mitchell there was actually my best friend. I mean, him and I hung out all the time together. But there were still the guys that lived in the barracks that I grew fond with. We going out to the clubs on the weekends if we had the money to. While we were deployed, these are the same guys that we could all share the same exact feelings with. And once I got on out, I didn't have those guys anymore. I mean, I couldn't simply just pick up the phone and call them and see how they're doing, because I didn't know if they'd be out training or what the situation is.
Yeah. How do you feel that your service has changed you? What skills and traits did you gain from it?
Well, I can't go and say that knowing how to shoot people is exactly better, but it's more principles when it comes to your integrity. Doing the right thing when no one else is looking. I mean, when you go to work for any common job, your boss can expect you to do the work even when they're not there. Management, it's very key when it comes to being an E4 specialist in a leadership position in the military. It could be the same thing as a manager at just any old job, shift manager. Once you get into an NCO position, that actually opens up towards executive decisions, being able to file out paperwork, and there's actually a website that categorizes everything that you learned in your ranks on how you can apply that to your civilian life.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. Is there anything else that we hadn't asked or covered yet that you'd like to include?
Definitely take a look more into when it comes to veterans itself. Take a deep look into a lot of stuff that involves PTSD, TBI, MST, which is military sexual trauma. That applies on both sides of the fence for men and women. Look on the pbs.org, and there's actually a movie called Project 22 that was developed by a couple Marines who travel across the country on bikes, trying to find ways to help cope with PTSD with other veterans. Definitely look more into our homeless veterans. Out in Arizona, we have a organization called Veterans on Patrol that they are trying to help take care of our warfighters that are out there, that they went to the steps of Senator McCain, who turned their back on them. We have 50, 60,000 homeless veterans that are out there every single day, and whether they may not look it, simply just talking to them, trying to find some way to go and help them on out, actually makes a huge difference, not just for us that are trying to help them, but it also helps them and the system, because the system can only do so much right now. They say there's a lot of funding, but it comes with a lot of dotting I's and crossing T's and red tape and everything else.
Yeah.
But just do the research and push the agenda on out there.
Yeah. Cool. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for your service and your time to take out for this interview.
Oh, not a problem.
Thanks
if you have
so
any
much.
questions, feel free to go and contact me.
Okay, awesome.
Thanks. Have a good night.
Bye.